Hey, welcome back to JB Breaks Free. I hope you're having a great day, a blessed day, and getting 1% better than yesterday, and breaking free from anything that's holding you back from having the best day ever and becoming the best version of yourself. I'm loving the journey that I'm on today. So happy, so excited, so blessed and grateful, I guess. And I don't think we should ever take that for granted. I thought about should I say that, but yeah, and I hope you are too, and that's what we're doing here. Um, just having the best day. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's all good. It's great. I think I'm the luckiest guy in the world, and it didn't always feel that way, and I think the seeing both sides of that coin has been good for me. It can really lead me to appreciate what I have, and hopefully appreciating what you have. So I'm feeling real good today, and I'm ready to talk about some great topics. I want to talk a bit about balance in life. That was just something I really needed to get out today, and finding some relating it to scripture from 5 verses. I want to talk about obstacles, and the obstacle is the way. That is a quote by Marcus Aurelius, and a book title that was written by Ryan Holiday that I want to get into, a great book that I read. And also tying it all in is just kind of breaking free from some of the stuff, some of the rules that society has in place for us, that if we really conformed to those rules, we would not be as free as we could be, and perhaps not in the best situations as we could be. And the word conformed, the word obstacle, rules, power, all those words are going to tie into each three of those subjects. And it's pretty cool how everything that we really need on our freedom journey can be found right in the Bible. It's also cool how philosophy takes a lot of those same words and just puts it maybe a little bit different way, and then how it still relates 2,000 years to this day, and that we can use that knowledge and that wisdom to be free. Before I get into that, I did make $90 today side hustling Instacart and Spark. I did it in about 4 hours. It was fun. It was chill. I stopped into the thrift store. No luck, but I do have a quick little hat bolo that I found yesterday. I was really excited. I found some really nice hats that I'm going to flip. I'll show you those. Okay, so sometimes I get rolling, and I was really excited to talk about today's topics. And I forgot to show my bolo hats. Check these guys out. $2.99 from the thrift store. This is 1982 vintage snapback hat. I mean, this looks like it was in storage for 30, 40 years. This one is being sold on eBay right now for about $80. I'll probably offer a little bit less. Make a quick sale. I looked this up. This is Columbus Clippers. This is actually the AAA team for the Yankees. Somebody's going to jump on that. I'm thinking 15 to 20 bucks. This is when the ball really started to get rolling. Cowboys with the Taz. This is pretty heavy. This one's $5.99. Pretty heavy 90s vibe right here. A lot of Cowboys fans out there. Someone's going to jump on that guy. I'm thinking 35, 40 bucks. Then this is really cool. This looks like it was just never worn. This is 1997, so 90s. Jackie Robinson, 50th anniversary. Snapback. I'm thinking about 50 bucks for that hat. And now, back to the talk. And that got me thinking about balance, which is, I guess, the overall topic of today. Because I got a weird life going on, but it's so great. And of course, I didn't really want to be in this spot, which lets me know that I don't always know what's right, and that whatever I choose might not be the best thing for me. It's having some faith. It's the obstacle is the way. I didn't prefer this obstacle to have this life, but here I am, and it was the way because I went through it, and because I had faith, and because I didn't conform to society's rules. So, how am I finding this work-life balance? A lot of it is from the work that I have put in that we're going to talk about. I'm making enough money during my part-time side hustles during the day, basically working half days in the morning, which I was doing anyways, and then waiting tables 3 to 4 nights a week. And that's enough. And how often do we talk about enough on this channel? And why are we going to talk about enough? Enough will set you free. Enough can give you freedom from anything that is holding you back. For me, I kind of like, I love where I work, but it's very much stress-free to have 4 days off now and waiting tables for 3. It just is what it is. It's a great freedom. I can do what I want. I have a lot of flexibility. I have a lot of happiness. I can make time to work out. I can make time to read. And all about finding that balance in life. And what does the Bible say about finding your balance in life? Found a few verses here. Number 1 Peter 5:7 says, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So what do I draw out of that? Talking about balance, talking about freedom. You got to be anxiety free. If I was all anxietied up right now, I would not be free. I'd be worrying about where I'm going to be making money, how much money I'm going to be making tomorrow at tips. I got to do this and that for Instacart. I'm only working 3 days, waiting tables 3 to 4 days a week. What are people going to think? I don't have the flashiest new car. I can't make all the travel situations. Am I working hard enough? Can I provide for my kids? Am I going to put food on the table? Yes, 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 yes. And I have no anxieties about any of that stuff. It's all working out. I've put myself in good position, and I have faith that it will. Cast your anxieties on him if you want balance of life and freedom. The second verse, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. So the spirit that I have in me right now is not a spirit of fear. To be free, to have balance in life, I had to figure out some self-control. And to be filled with a spirit of fear would have trapped me because I would not have realized that freedom has power. You are powerful if they can't touch you, if you don't care what they think, what they do. There's power in that. Love. I love what I do. I love waiting tables. I love doing my side gigs during the day. I love having spare time to think, to work on things that can improve me, to inspire others. Self-control, there'd be no balance of life without self-control. If I was too fearful, maybe I wouldn't have self-control of drinking, of drugs, of addictions, of consumerism, of wasting time, all of spending. Self-control, love, and power are all things, all the spirit that is within us, the spirit of freedom. The next verse, Romans 12:2, do not be conformed, I put a red line under that word, to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. By testing you, underlined, you may discern what is the will of God, what is good, what is acceptable, and what is perfect. So, do not be conformed to this world. Don't be like the masses, I'm thinking, which is kind of like the rules of society, which we're going to get into. But be transformed by the renewal of your mind. I tried to conform at first. Flashy clothes, biggest house I could get, going out every night, not really planning for the future, focusing more on stuff, focusing more on vices. But no, by doing that, that was a test for us, and we can discern the will of God, what is good, what is acceptable, and what is perfect. So, by testing me, by testing you, we are able to figure out what's good. Not waking up with a hangover is good. Being with your family and friends is good. Trying to become the best version of yourself is good, acceptable, and perfect. There's a lot of things that I learned that I was doing that was not acceptable and that was imperfect. But I would say things are pretty perfect right now. Of course, nothing always goes right, but don't sweat the small stuff, right? I tried to conform, I was tested, and I discerned the will of God, what is good, acceptable, and perfect. And within that, I found freedom and balance of life. The next verse I want to talk about is 11 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation, underline, has overtaken you, underline, that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide a way of escape, triple underline, escape, to break free from the temptations. And no temptation has overtaken me. I have been severely tempted and partaken in many temptations, but I have not been tempted beyond my ability. I was able to overcome that. I was able to break free from that. And within that temptation, I looked around. I was able to overcome it, those obstacles. And the obstacle is the way, which we're going to talk about next, and find my way of escape. And perhaps not going through that, by not being tested by those temptations, I would not have discerned what is good, what is acceptable, and what is perfect. And finally, the last verse I want to talk about is 1 John 2:15 through 17. It says, "Do not love the world or the things in the world." What things? The desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, the pride of life. The world is passing, God is forever. So if we want balance of life, if we want freedom, then we got to kind of move past the things of the world, the eyes of the world, the desires of the flesh, perhaps cheating, perhaps the desires of the world, the desires of the eyes, wanting what you do not have. I like how it says desires of the flesh, desires of the eyes. And what is desires that we talked about almost every show is suffering. Desire is suffering. So of the flesh, yeah, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer until you get it. And once you get it, you're going to be deeper than you ever were. And desires of the eyes. I want this. I want that. All that stuff is passing. Even the stuff that we have, that we love, that we can afford to have, we're all just caretakers of it. It's not ours. We can't take it with us. And we got to find a real fine line between how much stuff do we want, how many things of this world do we want, to trade off our time, our freedom, from whatever it is that's holding you back, from whatever it is that's keeping you from having the best day ever. God is forever, and so is freedom. We can find freedom through the Word of God. And the next thing I want to bring it into is a great book that I read on my freedom journey called The Obstacle is the Way, 7 Lessons from this great book. And you guys know how much I love Stoic philosophy and Marcus Aurelius. Okay, 7 lessons from The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I wonder, there's probably a college somewhere teaching this, but man, is there any high schools teaching this? Is there any elementary schools teaching this stuff? I think it's relevant in just about every age, but it's just not taught. It's not taught by society. But that's what we're learning here. Pass this message on to someone who needs to hear it. What did Marcus Aurelius say about the obstacle is the way? He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So the impediment, the obstacle, it makes you wiser. All of it is fuel for the fire. What could stand in our way? Debt, envy, fear, body pain, losing hours at your job, losing shifts, job loss potentially. Job could close. Could be in a negative relationship, family, friends, partner. All that stuff is fuel for the fire. The obstacle is the way. The impediment to your action advances the action. I can't do this because I lost my job. I can't do this because my partner is a mess and I'm just so sick and tired of them, so I'm going to go drink. My body hurts too much to exercise. My body hurts too much to side hustle. I'm too in fear to become the best version of myself. Too in debt to start climbing out now. Envy. I'll never have what this person has. All that stuff just fueled obstacles to overcome. It's all fuel for the fire to overcome all those feelings and more. And the first lesson on how to do that from this book, The Obstacle is the Way, is to find your why. Why are you overcoming? Well, because I want to be free. I want to be the best version of myself that I can be. I want to be a good example for my family and my friends, and hopefully to inspire you and anyone else who is out there who might come across this message. Number 2, perception. It doesn't matter what the obstacle is, but how we choose to see them and how we respond. Now, that is, again, all of that is within our control, our power. It could be any obstacle, but it's up to us how we choose to see them. It's our choice on how we respond to any situation. Number 3, break it down into small, manageable parts. Complete it and move on. I did that with debt, just swimming in an ocean of it. Thinking, what good is this $10 Instacart order? What good is selling this $3 record? Chipping away, every $100 to every $1,000 to the next big number, the next 5, the next 10. Okay, we're in the 60s now. We're in the 50s now. We're in the 40s. It's striking distance. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Over and over. And then I also think about, too, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable parts for anything, for job loss, for fear, for body pain. If you can live in the moment, one thing I learned about my body pain, and you guys know it acts up from time to time, is if you can isolate the moment, it almost becomes more manageable and not an endless thing. Also, what about fear? What about envy? What about happiness? What about gratitude? From moment to moment, string those moments together, because that's more manageable than the whole day, or I'm going to be great this week, or I'm going to be great forever. Just break it down into manageable moments. Be happy right now. Be happy right now. Be happy when you wake up tomorrow and jump out of bed and say you're lucky to be able to do what you get to do. Number 4, the power of choice. And we have a choice, and we have the power within us to choose how we respond to any situation. Just like God says we have the power within us, we can also, the Stoics say we have the power within us to choose how to respond in any situation. Not this situation, not that situation, any situation that we're a part of. What's up to us? How do we respond? We might be in situations that we had no control over, but we can choose how we respond. And then to control our emotions, we could choose to respond sadly, madly, angrily. We could worry. We could be anxious, but worry is wasted time, wasted energy. When God talks, He goes, put that worry, put those anxieties into something positive. Channel it into prayer, channel it into faith, channel it into becoming a better version of yourself. Control your emotions. You got the stimulus and the response, and in between, that is freedom. And try to keep those in any situation, in tough situations. Number 6, take action. So again, it ties into the last thing. There's fear, right? There's anxiety. There's worry. Our problems aren't going to solve themselves. It's up to who? Us. Not anyone else. We can't control anyone else coming to save us. It's up to us. And what solves worry? What solves anxiety? What solves fear? Action. Action cures fear. Take action and you'll be more comfortable and you'll feel better that you did. And then number 7, find the good in any situation. Practice finding the good in any situation. Okay, I lost more shifts at work. What's the good? I can spend more time, like you guys were telling me earlier, to do what I like during the day. I can find more time to think, to maybe express my messages a little better and a little clearer through these videos, and perhaps someone can be helped or inspired. Spending more time with my family at night. I'm generally happier, eating better. I'm getting healthier. It's made me more conscious of saving, because that money gets a little bit more real, now that I got to go out and work for it outside of my main job. So find the good in any situation. And the last thing that I want to talk about today is breaking free from society's rules. What are a few of those rules that we can break free from with the foundation of the Bible, with Stoic philosophy, and many other things? Let's get into it. Okay, breaking free from conforming to this world. And that's what God said, right? He goes, don't love the things of this world. Don't conform to this world. This world is passing. I feel like this world gives a lot of bad advice and normalizes a lot of things that are going to keep the masses not free. I don't know if we're entertained enough to not strive for freedom. I don't know what that word is, but going to school, I feel like school doesn't prepare you for a great many things. And I don't think school is the be-all, end-all anymore, especially in 20 years. I think there's a lot of certificate programs. There's just a lot of ways that we can make money now, and specializations. Getting a low-paying job. Go to school, you get a low-paying job. You buy things you don't need. What happens when you get out of school? You buy a car and you buy a house and you go $100,000 in debt with an education. Play status games with your neighbors and with strangers. Why do I have the need to collect these 40 things? You know, the cars as your neighbors. And then you're going to retire at 65 with no energy and no savings to enjoy life. What are some more society's rules that we could break free from? I know I'm going to have a lot of energy when I'm 65 because I've been preparing for it and I've been enjoying the process. And you don't necessarily have to go into college and go into massive debt, especially if you don't know what you want to do. There's other avenues. I wish they exposed you more to new things. You don't have to rely on a low-paying job. Don't buy stuff that you don't need to impress people that you don't like and work for 40 years to pay it off. If you can break free from the things of this world, you can have balance in your life through faith, love, and self-control. And I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're breaking free. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll talk to you on the next video.